Bob the Cigar Guy here, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and I am glad you are here. This is one of my favoriteest times. I get to sit here in my shed studio, smoking cigars, great cigars, talking to my phone, hoping I can reach you. Man, I'm glad you're here. You know, made this all worthwhile. Now, if you weren't here, I'd still be smoking this cigar. That's a fact, but it just wouldn't be as sweet. It just wouldn't be as wonderful. It'd be even better if you were sitting next to me. It really would. But let's jump into, let me toast this thing up real good. Let's jump into that aggressive thumbnail. I'll call it. It's aggressive. I'm not known on the platform to be aggressive, but enough is enough. Me Carita Black, never enough of that. This thing right here, Steve Saka, Dunbarton Tobacco Trust, puts out such amazing cigars. It just gives me that moment when I just want to say, enough is enough. It just takes the edge off just a little bit. Just makes me feel a little bit better about life and living and what I got going on. But enough is enough. What do I mean by that? Because you could extrapolate. Not toasted. Enough was not enough toasting. You could extrapolate many possibilities of what the content of this video is going to be by those three words. Enough is enough, with the exclamation point and everything, right? You're talking about the political spectrum. Oh my gosh, enough is enough, but we're not going to get political. You could talk about the way people treat each other. Enough is enough. In the negative part, there's never enough kindness. But it's in short supply. This craziness, there's enough is enough. You could talk about the divisiveness, the separation between neighbors and friends who have now picked sides on different topics and subjects. Enough is enough. You can talk about wars, natural disasters, inflation. Enough is enough. But that's not what I talk about. I'm talking about you and me. Not enough is enough between you and me, because there's never enough you and me. I'm just blessed to have a moment with you. That's a fact. I'll never get enough of that. Except maybe at 4 o'clock in the morning, because I need to go to bed. I work hard. I got to get my rest. But I'm talking about money. I'm talking about earning money. This video series, sponsored by Dunbarton Tobacco Trust, the generosity and kindness of Steve Saka and his team, give me a platform and opportunity just to go off script and just talk about things of this world. It's amazing how he says, look, I support you. I support what you do. And I want to sponsor you. I want to support you. And I said, well, I need to tell you what the product is. He goes, I don't care. And I said, what do you mean you don't care? He goes, I don't care. Do what you do. And I said, but I got to tell you. And he's got kind of frustrated almost. And he goes, I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years now. He goes, all right, go ahead and tell me. And I said, I want to just talk about things. I want to be positive. I want to be encouraging. I want to talk about things of the day. It's not cigar reviews. I'm not giving you cigar reviews. I'm smoking your cigars. I'll mention your cigars and your company, but it's really not the driving force of the video series. And you need to know that, because as far as the front line of the business, you could probably better serve getting somebody else to do reviews of your cigars, which many people do, because he has great cigars. Steve Saka. In not so many words, he basically says, look, number one, I'm not in it for the long haul. Number two, I want to support great people doing great things, and I think you're doing good things. I think you're making a difference. And you know what? If you're smoking cigars and you're doing this and that and you're growing, you're going to help me in other ways, whether it's videos at PCA or cigar reviews or doing giveaways or anything like that. I know you're going to do that stuff. And so, you know what? Go. And it's really a blessing to me because it is a vehicle for me to be able to ruminate on things and let things go and talk about things. And the drive for me and Chief is that we want to make sure that you have a safe place, not a safe place, I hate using that phrase. You have a place where you know it's not going to be inappropriate, where it's not going to be bashing people, where it's not going to be hyper political, hyper religious, hyper everything. It's just going to be a platform to be able to encourage you, to tell you the truth of how awesome you are, to give you moments where it may help you in pauses, but also you may desire to celebrate. And we use cigars as that vehicle. We never planned to be cigar reviewers, and it's just kind of grown. And so we want to stay true to the roots of who we are, and that's who we are. There will never be enough of kindness. There will never be enough of goodness. There will never be enough of encouragement. But I was talking about finances. Now, I would like my bank account to keep growing. I would. I'd like to have all my bills paid. I'd like to be able to never worry about pulling out my debit card and making sure I got enough money for it. If I see it, I buy it, I want it. I'd love to be that guy. But there's the chase of money that I'm talking about. I work at a car mill. I work in a automotive manufacturing plant in South Carolina. And my job is to fix the cars and make them perfect before they come to the customer. When the cars come off the line, if there's an issue, I fix it. It's my job. I'm basically a mechanic on brand new cars that nobody's driven. Pretty cool. But we've launched brand new cars, and we've expanded the plant, and there's 13,000 people pretty much working on those cars and putting them out on the line, and they put out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day. And there are things that slip by that need to get fixed, whether it be supplier issue or human error or whatever. Computer issues. I hate computers anyway. And so, with us needing to put out these new cars and all these other things, there's a lot of issues that have to be repaired. The issues will never go to the customer. The issues will always be fixed in the plant before it goes to the dealership, before it goes to you. And there's a huge need for me to be there all the time. Now, my Gracie works there. Chief used to work there, but my Gracie works there. She's very busy, but she works on the line. Proud of her. She does a great job. But me being a reworker, which is what I'm called, a mechanical fix-it guy, I have to fix it when there's lots of cars, and there's lots of cars, and so they have me working practically every day. Today I'll be shooting a bunch of reviews because I got to stack my day. I don't have a lot of leisure to be able to do this, right? And I was sitting there listening to a conversation at work with the reworkers who we have been working. Out of 30 days, we probably worked 27 10-hour, 11-hour shifts. I've been coming in early, staying late. It's been crazy, and the checks are showing that. The reflection on my labor is money in my account. And there was some young guys talking about, man, I'm eating up this overtime. Man, I am just killing it. Man, I'm making so much money and this and that. And then there was some of the, what I like to classify, and I put myself in this group, as old heads. People who've been around the world a little bit, a little more gray in their hair, a little bit closer to the finish line than the young guys. The kids, I like to call, even though they're not kids. They're in their 20s and 30s. And the old heads are like, not me. I want my time off. I want to be home. I want to do things other than work in the plant all the time. And as I do usually, even though I talk here all the time, you don't get a word in edgewise because I sit here and run my mouth. But at work, I've learned, and in dealing with cigars and cigar manufacturers, sitting with Steve Saka, I keep my mouth shut. I just listen to the conversations because I glean so much information, and other industry leaders that I've had the blessing to sit at, and I just listen. I don't talk much, and I just absorb. And so as I was absorbing all this information between the old heads and the young bucks, it dawned on me that those young bucks have not learned yet that sometimes enough is enough. Yes, you need to stack your chips. Yes, if the bills are due, you got to pay your bills. But figure out how to make your bills to where you don't have to work the whole life through, because we only have so much time. This is a finite life. It will end, and we don't know when. So you can't make more time, but you can make more money. Pay your bills, be responsible, but there has to be a point where your quest for more money has to be superseded by, great word, right? Smoking Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust makes you smarter. Words like superseded just roll out your mouth. You need to live life. Your paycheck is for everybody else. If you think about it, yeah, it's your money. It gives to you, but what do you do with that money? You buy things from somebody else, whether it be groceries or stuff or whatever. You pay bills to somebody else, whether it be your mortgage, your car payment, your rent, your electric, your phone, your cable, your whatever, your subscriptions. Lord, I don't even want to get into all the subscriptions you have to watch TV anymore and go through all the channels and all the apps. God, I hate that. But your time, that's for you. The time that you carve out for yourself. The time that you give yourself is yours. And sometimes I lose focus and figure out that the paycheck I give to everybody else is much more important than the paycheck I give to myself. Now, I am big on security. I have come up broke. And I want to have that non-broke mentality. I want to have some money. I want to have some security. Something goes bad, if a tire goes flat, I don't want to have to worry about riding on a donut for 3 months till I can afford a new tire. Or wait till taxes come back to be able to do this or that or the other thing, right? I don't want to have that. I want to be able to say, you know, we need a new tire, let's get a new tire. Maybe I'll buy new tires before the tires go flat. What about that? That's new to me. But I believe a life in balance is where you put as much emphasis on your paycheck, which is you and your time, that you pay yourself, than the paycheck you pay everybody else. It's pretty simple, right? I mean, I had to spend 14 minutes saying that because I'm not smart enough to say it faster. But it is my hope that somebody watching this, I know it's not you because you got your life balanced and perfect. I get it. But somebody else that's watching this may say, you know what? Maybe I need to reevaluate who I'm paying and who I'm paying more attention to. Self-care is not selfish. Be responsible. Don't be a slug. But don't be a workaholic either. And if you have to work and you have to grind, make it a season to where you get in there, you get it done, and you get out so you can get back to living. Because living is the thing that we're here for. And when we do that with the core of who we are, we make a difference in this world. And that is a blessing. And I know you. You are a blessing and you are awesome. So hopefully during that time that you are paying yourself your paycheck, you take moments and smoke great cigars. And I got to tell you, Steve Saka don't make no junk. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust is on and running. And this Mi Querida Black, Bubba, this is a good paycheck for me right here. So I'll see you later. Man, I love you. I really do. Hope you hear me. Hope it helps. Later, Tater. See you next week. I hope so. Bye-bye.